Alright guys, what's going on? I'm Sasha, and you're watching Sasha Wrestling. We've got several interesting updates to talk about today. So let's start things off with a story involving Alicia Taylor, because something pretty crazy happened on her Instagram yesterday that shows just how far some fans can sometimes go. Now, Alicia Taylor posted an Instagram story that was honestly both funny and disturbing at the same time. Funny from an outside perspective, maybe, but for her it was clearly a serious issue. In the story, she basically called out a certain type of fan behavior that has been happening more and more frequently. She started the message by saying something along the lines of, "I guess this needs to be said because it's happening more frequently. And honestly, I find it insane and kind of creepy." Then she made it clear that she really appreciates fans and their support. She said she's grateful for the messages people send and the love they show. But after that, she explained the actual problem. She said that just because she replies to a fan's message does not mean they suddenly become best friends. And this is where the situation gets weird. According to Alicia Taylor, some fans start normal conversations at first. They send a message, she replies politely, and everything seems fine. But then after that, those same fans begin acting like they now have a personal relationship with her. She mentioned that people start sending daily voice messages, asking personal questions, and even inviting her to hang out. She literally had to say things like, "No, I don't want daily voice messages from you. No, we are not hanging out. No, you can't take me to dinner when I'm in town. No, we are not going to concerts together." And she ended the message by saying that this kind of behavior is weird and uncomfortable. Now, honestly speaking, this is actually a very valid complaint. Being a fan is completely normal. Sending a message to a wrestler or announcer you admire is also normal. But there has to be a boundary. Just because a celebrity replies to your message one time doesn't mean you suddenly become part of their personal life. And Alicia Taylor was basically reminding people of that line between fan interaction and personal boundaries. Now, I've said before in some situations that certain WWE personalities sometimes overreact when fans simply ask for photos or selfies in public places. Because if you're a public figure walking around without security, fans asking for pictures is something that naturally happens. But this situation is different. What Alicia Taylor described isn't normal fan interaction. This is when people start getting too personal and too involved in someone's private life. And that's definitely not okay. So honestly, her response here is completely understandable. But let me know what you think about it in the comments. Now let's move on to the next update. Because according to recent reports, WWE could still introduce some swerves before WrestleMania. And if there's one thing WWE seems to enjoy doing lately, it's throwing in unexpected changes right before a major show. Remember, WrestleMania still has about a month left, and this year the event is scheduled for April 19th and April 20th. That's still plenty of time for creative decisions to change. According to a report from Bleacher Report, there's still a possibility that multiple swerves could happen before WrestleMania, especially involving the storyline between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Right now, the match is scheduled as a singles match, and that seems to be the direction WWE wants to go. But the report mentions that because of the way Jacob Fatu was involved and the way Drew McIntyre was essentially screwed out of the situation, the story could still take unexpected turns. Now, realistically speaking, WWE usually doesn't change plans just because fans complain online. They pivot only when they themselves want to pivot. For example, when they decided to change the direction of the Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns storyline in the past, that happened because Triple H was already considering that direction. But if WWE doesn't want to change something, they usually ignore the backlash. There have been many situations where fans pushed for changes and WWE simply moved forward with their original plans anyway. So the same could happen here. That said, the interesting thing is that fans actually like the idea of Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton as a match. The backlash isn't really about the match itself. Most fans agree that Cody versus Orton is a bigger and more interesting match than Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton would have been. The real outrage is mostly about Cody Rhodes winning the championship again, not about the match itself. So it's important to separate those two things. People are curious to see Cody versus Orton. That feud has history, and it makes sense for WrestleMania. The frustration is just about how the title change happened. Now let's move to our final update, which involves the WrestleMania main events and the connection between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Because even though their matches are separate, the outcomes might actually be linked in a very interesting way. As of now, the WrestleMania main events look like this. Night 1 will feature Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the WWE Undisputed Championship, where Cody Rhodes will defend the title. Night 2 will feature Roman Reigns versus CM Punk for the World Championship, with CM Punk defending the title. Now on paper, these are two completely separate matches with different wrestlers. But according to backstage speculation, the outcomes might actually be connected. The idea being discussed is this. If Cody Rhodes retains his championship on Night 1, then CM Punk will also retain his championship on Night 2. But if Randy Orton wins the title, then Roman Reigns would likely win the championship the next night. So basically, the two title matches could mirror each other. The logic behind this theory comes down to backstage politics and star positioning. Apparently, neither Cody Rhodes nor Roman Reigns wanted to leave WrestleMania looking like the weaker star. Both of them prefer to walk out of the biggest show of the year looking like major winners. Originally, Roman Reigns reportedly wanted to win the championship by pinning Cody Rhodes himself. But once WWE placed CM Punk in that title match, the situation became more complicated. Because it would be very difficult for Triple H to book Roman Reigns to lose immediately after giving him such a huge WrestleMania match. At the same time, a WWE might not want Cody Rhodes to lose his title while Roman Reigns wins his match, because that would shift all the spotlight toward Roman. So the compromise being discussed is simple. Either both champions retain, or both championships change hands. That way neither Roman nor Cody leaves WrestleMania looking weaker than the other. Now this isn't confirmed booking, it's just one of the internal ideas being talked about. WWE could still do something completely different. For example, Cody could retain while Roman loses, or Roman could win while Cody loses. Anything is possible in WWE creative. But right now, the speculation is that both outcomes might be connected. Personally though, the biggest question here is what happens to Randy Orton in this situation. Because if Cody retains, that means Orton loses in the WrestleMania main event, and we all know their rivalry is likely going to continue after WrestleMania as well. So the story definitely isn't ending there. Anyway, that's everything for today's updates. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes should both leave WrestleMania as champions? Or should only one of them win? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more wrestling news and updates. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, links are in the description, and if you want instant updates, you can join the WhatsApp channel as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.